The rumbling is coming. Hey, it's Romania Black. And it is becoming dauntingly apparent that the last part of the anime is very close. We have like 3 weeks. We have today with this volume. We have 2 more volumes, and then I'll be watching the Act 1 of Season 4, Part 3, and then the next week, Season 4, Part 3, Act 2, and then finishing up the manga. It is all down to the wire, which is insane to think about, because back when I was at this part of the anime, I was like, oh, I've got plenty of time. Still, plenty of time to process this. Which I'm actually glad that we're at this volume. I'm really excited for this volume. We'll talk about it when we get to the cover and everything, but I don't have too many comments. Christopher Peterson, Little Dude, some others over on YouTube have been giving some really good comments. I think Little Dude put it best in saying that this whole story, and I've been preaching it from hell to high water in the anime and in the manga, the manga itself and the story of Attack on Titan, there are a lot of realistic elements that we can apply to real life. And I think that's why people get so passionate about it, because we see these situations where people are so desperate. We see situations like war and violence and acts against one another that really put our faith in humanity to the test. And oftentimes we kind of get a little bit nihilistic and despairing about it. But I feel like Isayama's entire point here is that Attack on Titan is a cautionary tale of anytime you enact violence, you are just furthering the cycle. And breaking that cycle is hard and is nigh impossible sometimes, but it's not impossible. Not really. It just requires both parties to come to the table and agree that we're not going to be violent. We're going to talk it out and figure out a way to make it work. And in this story, there are so many parties that aren't willing to do that, and you see the consequences of that. When people aren't willing to come to the table, you see the consequences of that and how it can spiral into this rabbit hole and get crazy, right? Somebody was trying to argue that, well, it's better to have one murder than 2 murders. And I'm like, well, killing the murder it's still not solving the systemic problem. So there's a fallacy there. There's a logical fallacy there, but I'm, not going to go into a rhetoric class right now. But I do believe that Isayama has a very distinct message, and it is sad sometimes when people kind of miss that message and they don't get it, and it's like he's been preaching this since like volume 3. Did you not see the writing on the wall? I remember the anime going on. There were so many people that were mad at Mr. Browse. Well, if Mr. Browse was in a real war, he wouldn't be this way. I'm like, you're missing the point. So I feel like in Two Brothers and in the next volume, we're going to get back to Niccolo and that discussion about the heart of this whole damn story, but we're not there yet. So it's just fun. I am glad to be past volumes 28 and 29. I knew going into those volumes I was going to be like, with them. And now I'm really excited for volume 30, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But before we start, I want to give a very quick shout out over to Patreon, to our philanthropy tier. You all have helped me buy these manga volumes that I've been reading with you all each week, so I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You all go out of your way to support me on here. It's coming down to the wire. I know you guys have been waiting for me to get to the anime. We're almost there, so I'm like, But a special shout out over to Edgar, to Dana, to Kiri, to Alex Cornejo, to Be Happy, our Attack on Titan moderator, by the way, as well as Shimoyama, Nameless Monster, Ash Gots No Bitches, Matthew Palfinier, Trails, Sock, Zakiel, Destiny Marie, Tyrone, Anime Annie, Eric, Sunspots, Translucent Men, Anna, and Goob. Thank you guys so much for everything that you all do for me. I really appreciate it. All of my love. So yeah, this volume, we might as well just start talking about the cover. Once I saw the cover, I was like, yep, we're getting all these things. I have an idea of where the story is going to go this volume, and I'm really excited about it, but we're going to dive into volume 30 and talk about it here in 3, 2, 1. We're going to get memories of the past, and we're going to get from you 2,000 years. I have a feeling that this volume is going to end right as Eren becomes the founder and becomes the original founder, this big monstrosity. I figure like that's where it's going to end and the walls are going to come down. That's going to be the end of the volume, which I'm really excited. As much as I love Children of the Forest, it's one of my favorite episodes because of Flock and his craziness, as great as savagery is. We were talking about this. Everybody was talking about how great Soul Salvation is. I'm not a big Soul Salvation fan, and I feel so bad saying that, but I mean, there's no bad episode of Attack on Titan. There's none. All of them are good, which is very rare for a series this far in to have like no bad episodes. They're all good. But I feel like when I went into Soul Salvation, it was a little overhyped. People kept being like, wait till you get to Soul Salvation, wait till you get to this. And I was like, ah. And then I got to it and I was like, oh, that's it? Okay. It's good. I mean, it's really good. But Zeke's not one of my favorite characters either. So I felt bad for Zeke, but then I was like, but there was that but at the end of it. So I will not argue that Soul Salvation is a solid episode. There's really not any fault in it. It's not one that I'm like, I'm going to go back and rewatch it. And I'm going to be like, I'm not going to praise it to the heavens. It's just not my favorite. And that's fine. It's okay. I know it's some people's favorite and I totally get it. Understood, valid, but it's fine. Now, Memories to the Future in 2,000 Years are two of my favorites. So I'm like, here we are. And Two Brothers. God, Two Brothers is so hard. That's the one thing I was like, I'm so excited for this volume, but I'm also dreading Two Brothers because at that point I was like, no, although seeing Eren's head lopped off by Gabby, I'm okay with that. I'm ready to see that. What a twist, right? So yeah, I'm excited. I have wanted to get to these chapters in the manga since I watched those episodes over a year ago. And when I started reading the manga, these were some of the chapters I was looking forward to the most. And I'm like, okay, you just gotta be patient, Romania. You gotta be patient. You gotta wait. You're gonna get there eventually. And here we are. So I want to savor it. I can't wait to see these pages drawn, by the way. So we're gonna dive right into it and just see what we get. Yep. Two Brothers, a fleeting moment. Memories of the Future and From You 2,000 Years Ago. What a crazy twist. I feel like Isayama's been waiting for this for so long. Like from chapter 1, that title. Because at that title, To You from 2,000 Years in the Future, or whatever, it's like, that title in episode 1, chapter 1, you go, well, what is that about? I don't know. What is this? Is this like a dystopian future? What is this? And then when you get to this, you realize that this entire time, I feel like this is the one plot point Isayama's been planning from the beginning. They had a clear idea of, I want to get to this point, but I have all of these other, chapters, 121 more chapters to get there, but I have an idea of where I want to go. And that's such good storytelling, and that's awesome. But Eren, yeah. It's going to be fun. I feel like Memories of the Future is like the bad karma for Zeke from Soul Salvation. It's going to be fun to see that go down. But yeah, they got all our characters here. Everybody's looking real sad, like you do. Oh my God. And, Eren. You know what is so crazy? Is Eren with the Titan body there, that it was plugging up the hole. Isn't that so weird? And now it has like another hole through it. It's just crazy. Yep, don't let them touch. Just stop Eren. The last person in the world who should have that power is you. Yeah. Because, Eren's not going to compromise with anybody. He's not going to listen to anybody. He's got in mind what he needs to do. We don't need to give these hillbillies these nukes, but here we are. Oh my God. And then Flock and Peak. Flock versus Peak is a matchup I never thought I would see in this series. It's just very weird. And then, yeah, there's Eren and Mikasa and all them, being put into... Here's the thing. Eren kind of knows that they're there, right? I feel like Jean and Connie see Eren, but I don't know if Eren sees Mikasa and Armin. There's just so many contingencies of, did he anticipate that Armin, and here's my problem, I guess, with the whole Eren can see the future, so he's doing these things to control the future. There are so many contingencies and so many tiny butterfly effects and everything. Like, sure, Eren, like, not being afraid of Peak makes sense because he knows that she's not going to kill him, because he believes that he's getting to this point A. So he's not afraid because he knows that if he just keeps going along and keep moving forward, it's going to pay off. But it's like, that's for you. You know that you are not in danger because of this timeline. unless he sees Armin and Mikasa coming to him in the future during the rumbling, which opens up a host of problems with this, unless he sees that, it's like, well, he doesn't know. He can't control what Armin and Mikasa do in their own timelines. So time travel is always a weird thing, and I kind of would want to avoid it as a writer because you can write yourself into a plot hole real quick because it's so complicated and so delicate. And I'm like, did you think Armin and Mikasa were just going to sit in a cell and wait for you to come back? Did you really think that? And if he didn't think that and he was planning it, then I need to see the final 2 parts of the anime to see the whole picture. But I'm like, Eren. I know you didn't take physics on parody. Oh my God. And Yelena there. Oh, poor Zeke. I do feel bad for Zeke having like his back and stuff bit out. That sucks. That's awful. And he's just sitting there like, I fell and got shot. Oh my God. Reiner, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. And he touched Porco, and that's when he saw the memories. Oh. And that's what got Porco, yeah, to decide to sacrifice himself for Reiner because he realized why Marcel did it. Love it. Love it! Oh my God. And Eren's like, okay. Oh, okay. I do appreciate this because Eren did not want him to summon the Titans, right? Eren did not want this to happen. Okay, the manga makes this way more clear because in the anime, Mappa does a weird thing when they animate Eren in this part of the anime in which we've talked about this in previous volumes, but I feel like Mappa, they do a really good job of animating Eren when he's like broody and mysterious. But there are moments where his other expressions, Mappa just doesn't quite hit like Isayama does. Because Isayama is very subtle with expressions. Isayama is very subtle, and there's just like little tiny micro expression changes that you go, oh, that character is now thinking this, or oh, that character's serious, or that character's surprised. And it kind of makes you have a better awareness. It's very much a show not tell situation. And so in this panel here, Eren, when he puts the hand up, he's like, oh, no, don't turn them into Titans. And it makes it more apparent that Eren wanted to meet up with Zeke without this going down. He wanted to meet up with Zeke, get out of there, find him, have this whole thing go down without anybody else turning into Titans, because that would possibly put Mikasa and Armin and the others in danger. And he was like, I don't want that to happen. My whole point is protecting them. That panel makes it much more clear, and Zeke's like, why are you telling me to stop? And that's when Colt and Falco show up. Yep, and of course, Eren has connection to Falco, so it's like, oh no! He's like, don't scream, Mr. Zeke, please. And Reiner's like, what? I like that Reiner's like, oh shit, no! That he's not supposed to do that. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, and Colt, I never knew what you were thinking. The Zeke I know wouldn't drag kids into this. But here's the rub, is that Zeke is like, he's kind of like Eren. He's like, I've got to do what I got to do. And I'm sorry that Falco got caught up in this, but I can't change what I'm going to do. Oh my God. Just don't drag my little brother into this. Oh my God. Oh, their faces. Oh my God, Isayama. Why would you do that? Why would you make it so heartbreaking? No. I don't want to see Colt and Falco look like that. No. Oh, Gabby. Oh, and Gabby reaching for him. Oh, and Colt's like, I'm not gonna leave you. Oh my God, Colt. And Niall. I like Pixis was taking one last drink because he knew. Oh my god. Isayama. Oh, why you make Pixis close his eyes like that? Isayama, you son of a bitch. Oh my god. Oh. The collateral damage to Shiganshina, am I right? Oh my god. Ah! They make Falco look so awful. Poor Falco. Oh my god, with the bird face. Oh my god. He does look like a baby bird. He looks like a freaking baby bird. Ugh. If you've ever seen a baby robin, they have like the little distended belly and they have like the little face like that. Oh my god. Poor Reiner. Reiner's like, fa. And then Gabby, because Gabby got knocked out. Oh. And then there's the anti-Titan rifle under him. And he's just, yeah, burnt to a crisp. It's like Star Wars where you see Uncle Owen and, yeah, you see Uncle Owen and Aunt Ben. And, oh, what was her name? But, you know. Oh my god, and then Gabby. I like that Gabby's hair's down now like Eren's. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. And then, oh, and then even then, Reiner's like, no. And Reiner's like, Falco, quit going after my neck. Oh my god. And then Peake's like, nope. How dare you? And Magath. Oh, it was Magath. Oh. We don't have a need for a head. Oh my god, Magath. But then it's Armin and them. Okay, so Eren did see that they were there. So Armin and Mikasa did go after Peake and them. That's right. It's been like a year or so since I've watched this. So I was like, wait, how did this go down? Yes. And then Eren's like, oh. And here's the thing. Even after Eren is such a bitch to them, they still helped him. And he didn't try to communicate with them separately, didn't try to tell them what was going on. Y'all, watching the final part of this anime is going to be an experience. I'm going to be like, Eren, we need some answers, okay? Look. And then Eren, yep, oh. Yeah, and then Reiner's like getting ready to just let Falco take the armor. Falco's the only thing I can return to you. Oh. But then there's Porco. I'm not going down for nothing. Because, yeah, Reiner was ready to go. Reiner was ready to, like, sacrifice himself to give Falco back to Gabby. Because he's like, at least you can be with Falco, who loves you. I'm sure Reiner knows that, right? But it's like Gabby wants her cousin, too. So, and then Porco gives himself up and sacrifices himself so that Gabby and Reiner and Falco can be together. You have to admit it. I've always been better than you. I will say the anime made that moment so badass. They made Porco look so good in his final moment. And then Gabby's like, Galliard saved Falco. What's sad is Gabby won't know that Reiner is about to do the same, which is probably good because Gabby already knows the delicate... Well, she doesn't know the delicate situation that Reiner's in, but she knows something's wrong with him. So it's probably better that she doesn't know he was about to commit suicide to let Falco be with her. Meanwhile, so then Reiner's like, let's go after Eren, but Eren's already running away. Oh my god. And then there's Zeke. Oh, you're almost there, Eren. But then, yeah, then Jean and Connie decide to come and help him. And I'm like, it just... this is such a weird situation because you have Jean and Connie and Armin and Mikasa. They don't know what to trust. They don't know why Eren is doing the things that he's doing. Why is he trying to meet up with Zeke? Why is he trying to enact this? They know that there is a chance that if Zeke and Eren get together, then the euthanization of Parody will happen. But they are trusting Eren that Eren's not going to let that happen because it doesn't seem like Eren. They're like, Eren doesn't seem the type that would go for that plan. So maybe he's just using Zeke to get to his power and then do whatever. So they're trusting Eren that Eren's going to do the right thing. Which, I'm glad they don't go with the euthanization plan. Don't get me wrong. It's just, we kind of went to the extreme. Oh my God, Gabby. And she makes the choice. And Gabby makes the choice to be like, nope. You are, oh my God. Oh my God. Can you imagine reading the manga and being like, Eren just got his head blown off? Oh my God. Oh shit! Oh my God! I could see if you were a major Eren fan why your like for Gabby would suddenly decrease. Isayama. Is this chapter going to end with you not knowing what's going to happen with Eren? Ah! You mean to tell me that you had to wait a month after that panel? That's amazing. Oh, you poor people. You poor people. I would have been so pissed. If I was reading the manga month to month and I got to that page and then it was over, I'd be like, how dare you? Isayama, you know, was having the time of his life, giving it to his editor, being like, here you go. Here you go. And the editor's like, you're a monster. And he's like, I know. I can only imagine the speculation of what was going to happen because your main character just had his head blown off before he got to Zeke. So I'm sure there were some people that were like, oh, the head's going to land in Zeke's hand. I'm sure there were some people that immediately thought that because that would be the logical, if you're going to keep the story moving and the contact was there, logically, because a body can live for so long without a head. That's just, it's scientific fact. It's not very long and you're pretty much screwed, but it is a thing. So I'm sure some people came to that conclusion, but I wonder if people were like, is the story over? What if Zeke missed? What if he didn't catch? And that was the end of the story. Da 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 da. Oh my God. Yep. And then there's Eren dropping it. It missed. Oh, I dropped it. Uh-huh. And Zeke's like, oh, you didn't inherit our baseball skills? I mean, it skips a generation sometimes. Uh-huh. Like that little brief, like, should we be concerned? Okay, this part was so trippy. I can't wait to see this in the manga. The birds of fate flying overhead, the wings of freedom. Oh yeah, and the Titans all like going through and eating people. And the Brouses inside the house. I love Niccolo's trying to protect them. Mikasa and Armin and Peak. The body, oh my God, of Falco and Reiner, Connie, and oh my God, Connie and John being like, what the fudge? Oh my God, Colt's body and Zeke, and there's him catching the head. Oh, look at that. He caught it. What a baseball player Zeke is. Zeke is like getting one for the team. That's so freaky. Oh, here we go. So we have, is that Kruger in the corner? There's Carla, them eating soup. There's Armin with the glowy eyes, making a bayonet with the knife. Reiner, Annie, the birds of fate, Levi, Hanji. Oh, there's Armin and Mikasa from the high school cast, like in the tiny little diamond. Somebody was saying it's much more pronounced in the anime, but it's there. They were like Isayama just putting that in as a little Easter egg. The Zeppelin, Connie and Sasha, Falco talking to him, the Levi squad. There is Kruger looking through the door. Grisha, the basement key. Ymir's down there in the corner. You have Shiga and Sheena in the wall. Historia. There's, looks like Jean down there. It's either Jean or, I think it's Jean. Maybe it's somebody else. Faya. Them getting kicked down off, Grisha getting kicked off the wall. The one boy there that has the hands on him with the curly hair and the cap. I don't think I know who he is. And the horse, who is he? Is that supposed to be Rodriguez or Uri, or who is that supposed to be? Oh, it's the boy. It's the boy from Dawn of Humanity, right? The boy that's going to be in the later episodes, which is weird because it's the future. Weird. And then the sea, and then Mikasa's at the center. Mikasa's at the very center of his memories. Ha! The coordinate. Man. I like that Eren did not have his signature black jacket when he had his head blown off, but he gets it in the afterlife. It makes him look very evil. It makes him look very antagonistic when he has the black jacket. But it also kind of reminds me of Return of the Jedi, where Luke is dressed in black, but underneath the black is white, showing that even though he looks perhaps villainous, he's got some good inside of him. Saying that maybe for Eren. And then Zeke. I like that Zeke was so theatrical. Zeke, sat there with the chains around him to test Eren. What a production. What a one-man show. Just doing this. It's... God, Zeke. Come on now. It's been like I've been sitting here for years. He's like, what takes place here passes in a flash out there. Yep, we succeeded and gained the power of the founder. And then there's Ymir. What's interesting is it's Ymir. Ymir represents herself in her child form. From where she first gained the power of the Titan. That's the version of her. How do you know? Who else would be here? Yep. And then there she is. And Eren says, all this time alone. I like Zeke says, well, thank you for your concern. I like Zeke's like, oh, thank you. I fabricated this all myself, but I was waiting for you to ask about it. The vow to renounce war, which is not true. Yep, you're the only one who can command the founder. Save the world. And then Eren just staring at him. Eren's hair seems a lot flatter than it was before, but maybe he had time to get a straightener when he was getting his head blown off. Tell our founder to give every Eldian a body that will never be capable of creating a child. Crushing the allied forces by the land, rumbling. The land can wait. You want to euthanize every Eldian? There's no way I would ever go along with a plan that messed up. Oh my God. Which, yeah, Eren's like, why would I do that? That's not what I believe in. No. And he's like, how many times? What we've repeated so many times will only continue. Why, Eren? Because I was born into this world. Yeah. Eren's like, my birth is my freedom, so why would I take that away from someone? Ooh, and then Ymir just walks past him. Oh my God. And then, yeah, Zeke believes this is all brainwashing, which it's like, no, Zeke, And he's like, the founder can create anything, even these chains. Yeah. Uh-huh. Unlike the King of the Walls, I arrived here without being tainted by the first king's ideology. And during the long and oh so dragged out time I spent with the founder, I learned how to nullify the vow to renounce war. She's just a slave with no will of her own. Ah. And so Zeke says he has the power to do it. I do feel bad because it's suggesting Ymir is just a slave that submits to anyone with royal blood, and Eren, of course, hates that, right? Oh, it's not your fault. You were born to that disgusting monster. We're pitiful victims. But I had a father who rescued me. You need someone to rescue as well. Eren's like, I don't need to be fixed. Oh my god! This is the weirdest thing because no, we're not shipping Zeke with Eren. No, that's like incestual brother things. But it is very much a like, I'll fix you sort of scenario. So if it was anybody else but Zeke, I could see somebody shipping these two. If Zeke was not Eren's brother, I could totally see people shipping them and be like, he's going to try to fix him, and then it goes horribly wrong, right? And that's the one thing, too. Mikasa and Armin never tried to fix Eren. They accept Eren for who he is. They're just like, Baka, why you be the way you are, you know? When I save the world, it'll be with you. I will say, the little hand that comes up beside Eren and Zeke's hand, Isayama's drawing has gotten so much better, and I can't say anything. I couldn't draw that any better, but it's just like a little hand. Like, it looks like the hand from Scary Movie 2 that's like, take my strong hand, Eren. That's what it looks like. Oh my god, look at chunky baby Eren! Oh my god, I never thought I'd say this, but Mappa may have improved. Mappa may have improved baby Eren. Oh my god, look at his little melon head. I think Mappa did a little bit better. Although he does have Carla's eyes and eyebrows. That's so funny. Eren, that's the thing. Eren has Grisha's like face shape and hairline, but he has Carla's eyes and eyebrows for sure. And then of course Grisha's like, oh my god, I can't. Here, you take him. This is one of my favorite episodes because Zeke is just so unable to see. He's unable to see like that Grisha changed. He's unable to see that someone is capable of change because Zeke's impression of Grisha is so strong. He doesn't realize that Grisha is capable of being a different person because of the trauma that happened to him and his wife and his son. And so I love when Zeke's like, you know, for someone that pushed away his first family and friends into hell when he left him, they're like just like he is that you know son that's telling the half brother being like, this is how bad it was, and Eren's like, well, my childhood was not that bad actually. So I mean, up until the Titan attack. Yeah, this plants the seeds of nationalism in you for as long as it takes. And then yeah, you forgot your eldest son ever lived. And the thing is, Grisha didn't, but he thought he was, you know, he knew he could never go back to him. That's such a good panel because you have Zeke looking at Grisha like emotionlessly being like, whatever. And then you have that little, again, subtle micro expressions. That bottom panel where Isayama shows Eren like squinting his eyes a little bit, kind of like, he's like, man, no, he was happy with them, you know. It wasn't like that. There's Eren, baby Eren walking. Next. It's like Ariana Grande. Thank you. Next. This is the true Grisha. He used his position as a doctor to get close to those with power inside the wall. Yep, to find out and steal the founding Titan. Yep. I love that Eren's like, I see now. I was wrong. I should never be born. I'm no longer brainwashed. Brilliant. Brilliant. I like that Eren's like, can we get to the part that's important? And then, yeah, them watching Carla with baby Eren. And there's Hannes with Eren. Eren's looking a little more murder childy. Once he's a toddler, the terrible twos. And then we see him like trying to find information. We see him sneaking stuff past Kenny. And then there's the church. He found it so quickly. It's the King of the Wall's base. Mm-hmm. He stole the Founder of the Days of Walls door. That's years from now. But he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Instead, he came back home to his wife and his kids. He chose his family over the mission. And that's what gets Zeke and Eren looking over at Zeke being like, so is this what happened with you? And it's not. And Zeke's like, wait, what? He did love his second son enough to put his mission for restorationists aside. I love that Zeke's like, he acknowledges it, but he doesn't forgive Grisha or say he's like, oh, how utterly different we were. He learned from his past failure then. But now you do exactly as he wanted. You've lost your true self. And the thing of it is, Zeke is going on and on about how Grisha hasn't, he's different, but it's not too different. And Eren looks down and sees the picture of his family and realizes that, no, Grisha did, regret. Because when he says, Zeke, I'm sorry, Zeke. Is that you? Uh-huh. And that's when Eren figures out that he's seeing Eren standing behind Grisha looking at Zeke, and Grisha is seeing the memory of Zeke through Eren, through him. And so it's like, oh, and Eren figures that out and is like, oh, next memory. Like Eren's like not giving Zeke time to figure it out too. Eren's like, let's move on. Let's go. All right. Memories of the future. Ah! Zeke is like narrating Eren's life, and Eren's like, yeah, I was here. I was experiencing it. You don't have to tell me. Yep. Why did you betray me? He passed his titan down to you without telling you a thing, and you kept fighting just as he wished. And Eren's like, no, I've always wanted to fight. My dad didn't really want me to. Why do you refuse to end the conflict? What do you plan to do with the founding titan's powers? And Eren's like, I'm just me. I always have been. Eren's always been a murder child. Uh-huh. Because then we go to the point where he killed the guys. And Zeke and Grisha are like, oh, wait, what? I think this is one of the best revelations, is that we followed Eren from the beginning. And so we relate to Eren in a lot of ways because we understand the conflict that Eren has in him. We understand why he would be mad because of his mom's death. We understand a lot about him, but Eren's like, he's like if a serial killer was the main character of the story. And I say that because there's always a part of Eren that's been monstrous, that's been evil. But because we followed him from the beginning and have gotten to know him and understand him, we can't quite fully hate him or be mad at him because we kind of see him as a fully fleshed out and complex character. And I talked about it in the anime. I feel like Isayama, he said in an interview, somebody shared this during the anime parts of this episode, that Isayama was fascinated by a story about a serial killer and getting to know that serial killer and understanding them as a person. And we can think what they are doing is wrong, and rightfully so, but it doesn't change the fact that they're a human being and they have these complex emotions and these complex thoughts, and there's something not right there. But does that mean that they are not worthy of love or not worthy of being treated as a human? And it's kind of taking that acknowledgement, because oftentimes in stories, when we see serial killers and monsters, we just think, oh, well, they're beyond hope and beyond saving. We just need to get rid of them. And that's kind of been the discussion with Eren throughout this whole series. And Isayama's saying, well, do we get rid of Eren? Is he worth getting rid of? Does he not have any rights as a person? And it's like, oh, well, we've gotten to know him all this time. We know he's not a totally bad person, but he definitely has this inside of him. And so it's like, well, are monsters undeserving of love? And Mikasa and Armin don't seem to think so, because they've seen that there is good in Eren, and Eren is worth living as a person, but there is a darkness there, and it comes out, and it's like, oh, what do we do with this? And Eren is self-aware of that. So it's so fascinating. You thought the two of us were the same, but you're wrong. If someone tries to steal my freedom, I won't hesitate to take theirs. Our father didn't make me this way. I've been like this since birth. You won't find a pathetic little brother you wanted in me, or someone who conveniently shares your emotional scars. Yeah, I see a man who can only define himself through the continued denial of Grisha Yeager's wish to restore Eldia, a pathetic man still haunted by his dead father. Like, Eren reads Zeke to filth in this moment. I was like, ooh. But yeah, but Grisha's like, what are you doing? And Eren defending himself. Mm-hmm. Whew. And then, of course, Zeke tries to, like, have the last word, being like, well, I'm grateful for blah, 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 blah. Even if it was that father who saved this world, it's ironic. But then, yeah. Okay, so Eren focusing on that moment where he puts the scarf around Mikasa. It's such a weird thing, right? Because that moment there shows that Eren does not hate Mikasa. He doesn't hate her. He, in his weird little murder child way, loves Mikasa. She's the center of his memories, but he doesn't want her hurt, and he knows that she would do anything for him, and so he tries to push her away so that she'll hate him and that she won't be sad when he's gone, potentially. But I'm like, Eren, why are we doing this? Because, yeah, it's clear Eren likes her, and he just doesn't know what to do with that, right? Just as Mr. Casaver saved me, I want to save you. Ugh. Okay. So, and then he sets the book. He has the key, and oh my god, then he looks at Eren. Oh my god, yes. And that's when we get to the point about going to the outside. Yep. And we have this whole moment. Oh my gosh! Yes! Him looking right at Eren. Oh my god. Yep. Mm-hmm. And Grisha walking to the base, knowing what's gonna happen. Oh my god, I love it. Yep. And then there's Frida. Kill the Titans attacking the wall before my wife and my kids. Before the people are eaten. And you can tell Frida wants to. She wants to help them, but then the vow to renouncing war. Mm-hmm. It's far too weak in front of such a massive power. Someone must keep the power of the Titans out of human hands. If the power of the founder were to fall in the hands of the weak, the world would be turned into hell once more. To protect the world, we have to accept our sins. Zeke says, I feel as if I could have gotten along with her. Oh my god. Are we going to ship Zeke and Frida? We're going to crack ship Zeke and Frida in Memories of the Future. Oh my god. Yeah, because Zeke's like, oh, well, you said you saw this memory before. And it made you lose hope in our father. Was that another life? Or was that another lie? No. Because he's like, my home is beside the breach. And my daughter. Oh, because he calls Mikasa his daughter. Oh my god. Oh. Which, like daughter-in-law if her and Eren ended up together. They know nothing of the crimes committed by their ancestors because you stole their memories. And you call this atonement. To be ignorant till the end. But it's like, it sucks that y'all were like that, but just because you can't return the lives that you took doesn't mean you should make people ignorant. And I love that Eren just hates this because it's just taking people's freedom away from all sides, right? What we can do is never take another life beyond the walls. But Eren's like, no, I don't like that. He's like, nope, that's not Eren's agenda at all. Which I don't blame Eren for being mad about that. Like, just sitting around and letting someone kill you is not the way to go. No. It's like not defending yourself at all, verbally or physically. I get why Eren would be like, no. And he's like, I can't use the power of the founder. The attack titan. Uh-huh. The inheritor of the attack titan had never obeyed orders, and I know why. It's been able to resist the self-righteousness of the king for this one moment. We've all been led to this memory. The attack titan is capable of seeing into the memory of its future inheritors. It's capable of knowing the future. But I don't think there's any inheritors after Eren, so not that we know of, right? The future, he's like, I don't understand. Eren, what are we talking about? And I like that Frida's like, I've never heard this. You would be unaware of this because even if you are part of the royal family, you can't use the founder's full power. You're like, I'm going to end the royal bloodline. That future is already set for us. Yep. I'm going to keep... Oh! But he doesn't. And he says, I could never kill children. I'm a doctor. I save lives. Zeke's like, but wait, Grisha's saying he can't kill children? What? Who would make him kill children? But how would that happen? Oh my God. And then they're like, Frida, kill this man. And they're like, hurry up and kill him. What are you doing? Did you forget why you came here? Oh my God. Isn't it to get revenge for your little sister who was eaten by dogs? Your fellow restorationists, for Dinah, for Kruger. You advance on to avenge them, even if you die, even after you die. You started this story, didn't you? Oh my God. Oh! And it's like Eren uses the power of the attack titan to literally possess Grisha and make him do it. Because he's like, you have to have this history, because otherwise, if you don't do this, then the future that I'm from won't exist. And Eren's like, we can't have that. It's like you've created this causality loop that you can't get out of. Oh my God. And then there we go. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh my God. Like, Frida, like, the head exposed. Oh my God. Like, the head exposed. And then the kids and the wife and them. Oh. Although Grisha's attack titan with the furry chest is so weird. And Eren's like, this is what I had to do. He left me no choice. And then there, oh, that image of Historia's hand, like, coming out and him grabbing it. Oh, the pale white hand. And he's got the serum and everything. I killed them. I felt it. Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted? And Eren gets what Eren wants. Mm-hmm. Was this really to save Eldia? Why won't you show me everything? The wall's being destroyed. The day it happens. Is Carla safe? Was this really the only way? You're there, aren't you? It's going to be Eren's way. So the question is, how much did he show him? How much did he show him? Yep. Because there's him kissing the hand. Uh-huh. I saw Eren's memories of what's next, but I never thought it could get so terrible. And then he sees Zeke. So yeah, obviously I think that the only thing that Grisha was shown was the rumbling starting. I think that's the only extent of what Grisha was shown. And he saw Shiganshina happening. So that's all he knew. So it was like he saw Shiganshina, which encouraged him to go and stop the royal family, and now he's seen part of the rumbling. But We don't know how much Eren's seen. That's the big mystery. We don't know where it ends. I do feel bad a bit for Zeke, because Zeke's been so, like, condescending towards Grisha, and then Grisha's like, I was a terrible father, and I put you through so much, and then he tells Zeke that he loves him. He's like, I wish I'd spent more time with you. And then Grisha's like, please stop Eren, and that's when the Attack Titan memories get into Eren. And that's such a crazy thing, because it's like in this moment, Eren is the villain. Eren is the antagonist. He's the one destroying the world. But you get why Eren is doing what he's doing. And there is like a place of good there of Eren wanting to protect the people he loves. But it's like, you know, the road to hell's paved with good intentions. It's like, oh yeah, this is what Eren's going to do to save everybody, but there's a big old but. And then he gets kicked out. You didn't get to the part where I've eaten the old man yet. Oh my God. And Zeke's like, who are you? I love how much the tables turn in like one chapter. You pushed Dad to fight the King of the Walls and the world. That face of Eren, like, I love that both Eren and Zeke have the long hair, like the Jesus hair, but Zeke's is light and Eren's is dark, right? It's such a great contrast. And Eren looks very villainous in that bottom panel. He's just like, yeah, I did. If the Attack Titan does have the power to transcend time, you should have the ability to affect the past by showing Grisha only the memories that would serve you best. Yes, indeed. Oh, and he says, Fa. Zeke wanted to call him father again, but he stopped himself. He hesitated to carry out his duty. If what I saw in your memories was true, he knew that he wouldn't be able to use the power of the founder himself, even if he took it. But he stole it. He entrusted it to you because he saw memories further in the future. You showed him something that's yet to happen. I'm on the path now. It's possible because you brought me into the old man's memories. And he's like, yes, I saw it 4 years ago. Memories of a future me within our old man's memories. And what a sight it was. So the question is, what was the sight? The question is, what was the sight? Was it the sight of the walls collapsing and the rumbling happening? Was it something beyond that Grisha saw, that Eren's seeing? We don't know. We don't know. That's not made apparent to us. We just know there was a sight that Eren seems. And Eren seems like, the expression that Eren has is very peculiar. It's like, you don't know if it's sad. You don't know if it's happy. It's very unreadable. But it's like Eren is seeing something but we don't know exactly what it is. That's the problem. And then that's when Zeke is like telling her to do something. And then, yep. That part always made me like, oh my God, like Eren bursting out. Nothing in the world can stop her. And then we have from you 2,000 years in the future. Oh my God. Be like this girl. She's always kind and thinking of others. And then we cut to like all of this. Yeah. This world is such a harsh and trying place. You have to grow up to be someone everyone loves. And live helping others as they help you. Okay. And then we see her and like seeing people in love. So it's sad, like this little girl like pushed into slavery, all she knows is that there's war and destruction around her. But there is also, the world is cruel, but it's also beautiful. And so then they're like, someone has let a pig get away. And then they all point at her. Were you the one that let the pig go? And the thing is, we don't know at this point in the manga. It's not made clear that the pig was let go. She's just the one scapegoated into it. Right? She's the one scapegoated. But she sees them all looking at her and she sacrifices herself and says, sure. So I do like the idea that I could see why Eren is frustrated by her plight, because she's someone that tried to do what Gabby was talking about and be the good Eldian. She was like, oh, if you're a good Eldian, then the world will reward you. And this story is saying, no, if you're good and you let people, if you're a pushover, people will instantly throw you to the wolves, because they'll be like, no, people want to survive more than anything. It's natural human instinct to want to survive. So if you are going to be a pushover, you'll be the first one to be thrown away, is what it's suggesting. In times of trouble, if you don't defend yourself, then you're very much going to be the one that they choose to scapegoat, which is really sad, right? And the flower with the blood on it. And then the tree, this big ass tree that she goes into to hide. I like that the tree is so abnormal. Like, the tree is very abnormal. Like, there's just something weird about it and different because it has the founder inside of it. It's crazy. Ah, yeah. Oh my God. Oh, it's so creepy. The founder, it's so creepy. Yes, and then it's like little cilia like attached to her. Yeah, how bizarre. And then that starts the first Titan. Yeah. How creepy. So weird. Yep. And then, yep, she's older there. You built the roads, you cultivated the wastelands, and made bridges between the mountains. And my tribe, the Eldians, has grown quite large. So as a reward, I'm going to have sex with you. Hope that's cool. In the name of Fritz, you'll annihilate the hated people of Marley. I always hated this part because I'm like, I hate narratives where it's like, your reward is me, this crusty old ass man who's ugly and gross. It's like, I feel for Ymir there. And the thing of it is that just like the Restorationists believe, she did do all of these things. It was just as a slave, not of her own free will. So it's like there's truth and there's a lie there, right? But it shows them, and the parallel with Historia sitting there pregnant is not lost to me at all, where she has the babies, you know, she has the 3 girls. And I like that they never show, Isayama doesn't show us her eyes, because those eyes would be windows to her soul. And obviously she's not happy the entire time. She never smiles like she enjoys any of this. That romance and love she thought she'd experience with the marriage isn't there, which is really, really sad. But yeah, and then it shows them just attacking. And the thing that gets me, though, too, is that the plan with Historia having the kid is not to unlike Ymir Fritz. Even if it's to save her, it's still denying her of her own agency, right? I mean, she gets a... Here's the thing. I know a lot of people argue. They're like, oh, well, Historia got to choose to get pregnant. I'm like, but really, what choice did she have? She didn't have much of a choice at all in this part of the story. She either had to get pregnant to save herself, or she was going to become a Titan and then get pregnant anyway. So it's like, you know, but what can we do? That's the one part of the story I'm like, And then the one guy, like, goes for the king, and she sacrificed herself to save him. And, the part that's so awful about this is that the 3 daughters are like, oh my God, our mom. And then he's like, rise and work. That's why you were born. You're my slave. And then when she dies, that's all she knows is how to be a slave. And the blood on the flower. I like the parallel between Zeke. I like the parallel between Zeke seemingly dying and seeing the same way, and then her in the same way. That's a really good parallel there. Right? Except Zeke the whole time was working to free his people, and she died not knowing what that freedom was. Oh my God. Ugh. And that's so gross. The idea of eating Ymir so that so the power is passed down. And it's like a parasite. Oh my God. Ugh. And then Ymir's like in the afterlife and then sees the tree. Ugh. Oh my God. Yeah, and the tree splits into 3 ways. Yeah. If you die, my daughters, have my grandchildren eat your spines. And even after I die, after my grandchildren die, pass their spines from child to child. Yep. And there's the cart, the jaw, the female titan, the colossus titan, the beast titan, the war hammer, the armor, and the attack titan. There's all 9 of them there. Right? Or, well, there's the founder's not there, but the others are there. Wow. And my titans will reign forever and ever, as long as the world exists. And then Eren, Eren's saying it ends now. Wow. I'll put an end to this world. Oh. You're not a slave, you're not a god, you're just a person, and you don't need to serve anyone. You can be the one to choose. Yeah, I do love Eren's argument here that she's not a slave or a god, she's just a human being. She should get to choose what she wants to do. She doesn't have to serve anyone. But do what I say. I like that Eren's like, you don't have to do anything, Ymir, do what you want. But if you could do me this solid. Eren's like, I'll put an end to the world. But it's like, okay. It's like, oh my God. And then Zeke's like, wait, put an end to the world? What are you doing? You could stay here for eternity or end it all. Yep. You were the one who led me here. Were you the one who led me here? You've been waiting all this time for someone like Eren. You were waiting for 2,000 years just for somebody to let you have your own choice. Oh my God, Ymir. And it's such a weird feeling because you feel so badly for Ymir that she's been sitting for 2,000 years doing what other people have told her to do and not doing what she wants. And Eren's the first person to be like, you matter and you have a choice. You should be able to do whatever you want to. So if you don't want to do this anymore, don't do it. And so in that regard, you're like, yeah, Eren's right. She should not have to be doing this for anybody. She shouldn't have to listen to what anybody says. But then there's that little tagline at the end of Eren being like, hey, I'm going to let you not have to do this anymore. I'm going to release you from your misery. But can you do me a solid? Can you do this one thing I want you to do? And then Eren, like the founder, like just coming out of him. Eren's like, you were waiting for me to come and take it back. And we're going to go back to the beginning, the original founder. That is so creepy. Oh, gross. Gross. And then the walls breaking. And then, Reiner going to save Gabby. Oh my God. Yes. So creepy. So creepy. Oh my God. August 2020. Wow. So Isayama was working on this through COVID. That's a fun time. Okay. So meanwhile, Attack on Zombie cast. So ever since I had that dream about the zombies, I haven't been able to stand this boring life where nothing happens. Humanity isn't in danger of being annihilated. It's impossible. A dream that ridiculous could never. Wait. If the danger doesn't exist, could I just cause it myself? A threat to all of humanity! Oh my God! No! Oh my God. And there's, Gabby and Falco. And they're like, no, Eren, don't do it! Don't kill all of humanity! No! And then Gabby's like, look, it's a foolish, narrow-minded high schooler who's plodding around after totally giving up on the world despite still living off of his parents. You don't know that. Stop being rude. We have to save him. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk? Oh my God, there's Ymir. Do you know about Ymir, the one and only god? No. She's the god who saved all of us. Please, won't you visit our next weekend gathering? Isn't that girl one of your recruiting buddies too? Oh, what? Oh. I don't know if she's dressed up as this god of yours or whatever, but you shouldn't make that poor girl walk around in rags. Does she really have to carry around that heavy bucket? Tell your teacher at school if you don't want to be doing this, okay? All of you. Why does he know what Ymir looks like? It's him. The one who can receive the revelations of our God. What? It's Eren. All right, Eren. You're going to tell us what God has to say. Oh no! He's been taken to a seance! The circle inside the walls! Which is so funny because it kind of comes full circle back in season 1's content. The Church of the Walls were thinking that Eren was a god. And now Eren literally has the power of the founder and is kind of taking the mantle from Ymir. You know, it is kind of a situation where Eren has taken over from Ymir. He's like, I know you don't want to do this anymore. Let me do it. It's like, what? Oh my God. Oh my God. This was set in stone from the start. What if that day I chose another answer? Fight, resist, and get back up again. Destiny remains merciless. Oh my God. So yeah, I think that it's fun that I think it's a fun time that Eren's like, so by the way, again, it's so crazy because we've pigeonholed ourselves into a corner, right? We've pigeonholed ourselves into a corner, and what can we do? So I love this part of the story. This part is so fun because there's still mystery surrounding Eren. We don't know exactly the extent of what Eren has seen. We don't know. And after this point, we don't really get inside Eren's head at all. It's over, right? All we know from this point is that Eren he said Ymir is waiting for 2,000 years just for somebody. You've been waiting all this time for somebody to let you free, right? And I get why Eren sympathizes with Ymir. She's been a slave this whole time against her will, and you know, it's not like she's in reality where she can choose. She's been forced to submit to people for 2,000 years, and Eren's like, you just were waiting for somebody to set you free. Well, now I'm setting you free. Let me make the decisions and me take over for you, and you can, you know, just be free and not have to do this anymore. Which you sympathize with. You're like, well, that was nice of you, Eren. Except Eren is like, I'm going to destroy the world now. Eren's like, I'm going to put it into this world, all of it. And it's like, on the one hand, yeah, Fritz and his ideology that has permeated the world sucks. But it's like, do you really have to go that extreme, Eren? Eren just believes there's no redeeming features left in the world, when as everybody else around Eren is like, wait a minute. So thus begins the next 2 volumes before the anime. I'm really excited because now we have the aftermath. The only thing that sucks is that now the rest of Eren is going to be a mystery until we do Dawn of Humanity and touch base on the last part of Eren's ideologies before we go into this next act, which is going to be fun. So, yay. So I'm excited. I'm ready for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be crazy, but I hope you all are looking forward to it too. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts down below, but we've only got a couple weeks, y'all, and it's going to be fine. The time to finish Attack on Titan. It feels so weird coming back to these volumes after a year and a half, right? But y'all started the story, so now we got to end it. So I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more Attack on Titan. Bye.